Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 3 of our HTML class. So if you are yet to subscribe, please kindly use the subscribe button on our YouTube channel here and subscribe to our channel for more of our web development tutorial classes. So in today's episode, we'll be talking about HTML headings. HTML headings. So what are HTML headings? HTML headings are used to define titles and subtitles on web pages. You can use the HTML headings to define titles and subtitles on a web page. So they help to organize content and make it easier for both users and search engines to understand the structure of a page. So in HTML, headings range from H1 to H6. So the H1 is the most important heading and is usually used for the main title of a page. Then the H2 to H6 are used for subheadings with the importance decreasing as the number increases. So remember, headings are not just for making text bigger. They give meaning and structure to your content. So proper use of headings improve readability, accessibility, and SEO. So let's dive in and see how HTML headings work in real examples. So let's go back to our VS Code. So we say HTML headings are defined with the H1 to H6 tags. So I'm just simply going to use that examples here. H1. So I'm going to say this is heading 1. Okay. Heading 1. Then H2, heading 2, H3, heading 3. So let's just use the uppercase here. Okay, H4, going to say heading 4. So H5, heading 5. And lastly, H6, heading 6. So you can save this. You can use your Ctrl S to save shortcut. Let's go to our file and view this on our browser. So go back to our index and click on that. Okay, now you can see our headings. Heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, and lastly, heading 6. So browsers automatically add some white space, which we refer to as a margin, before and after a heading. So headings are important. Headings are very, very important. Like I said earlier, search engines use the headings to index the structure and the content of your web pages. So users often skim a page by its heading. So it is important to use headings to show the document structure. So I'm just going to give another example of this. Let's go back to our VS Code. Okay, for example, I say H1. What do I use here? Okay, let me say travel guide. Travel guide. Okay, just use an uppercase here. Travel guide. Then that's for the H1. Then the H2, maybe Europe. Say H3. Can say France. Another H3. Maybe Italy. Okay. Then again, I'm gonna make use of H2 again, and maybe Asia. So in Asia, okay, I guess use H3 and maybe India. Then another H3 again, maybe Thailand. Okay, now let's save this and view. Okay, now you can see travel guide. So the travel guide, we have the Europe. You can see the Europe appears bigger. Why? Because we use the H1, same as Asia. But when you see the Europe, sorry, when you see the France and you see the Italy, the India, the Thailand, we use the H3 there. Then the Europe and the Asia, we use the H2, and the travel guide is the H1. So you can see the way headings are being used here. So like I said earlier, headings are H1 headings, followed by the H2 headings, then the less important H3, and so on. So for example, like the example I gave here right now, the H1 is the page title, which is the travel guide. Then the H2 is the section titles. Then the H3 is the subsection. So you can see the way headings are being used here. So I'm just going to give you a tip. Use only one H1 per page. It represents the main topic or title. And it's also important for us to note that HTML headings. So you use HTML headings for headings only. Don't use headings to make text big or bold. No. So this is a very important notice. So let's talk about the bigger headings now. Let's go back to our VS Code. So each bigger headings, okay, let me just let me use that as a topic now. Bigger headings. I'm just going to cite, give more examples on these headings. So H1, bigger headings. So each HTML heading has a default size, either H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. They all have a default size. So however, you can specify the size for any heading with the style attribute. Remember, we discussed the attributes in our last class. So you can specify the size of any heading with the style attributes using the CSS font size property. Now this is a little bit of CSS. So this is what we are talking about. So for example, I have, okay, let me just say H1, for example, heading. So I want us to look at this here. You can see the size H1. This is another H1. This is another H1. This is another H1. You can see they are of the same size. But like I said earlier, you can change the size of a heading with the style attribute using the font size property. So this is what we are talking about. Remember our attributes. We're going to use the style attributes. The style attributes. So we said using the font size property. Font size. So let's set our font size to let's say 60 pixels px. So let's view this in our browser. Can you see the difference? This is way bigger than the H1. You can see we use the style attributes to add or to increase the size of H1. Now the H1 is now bigger than the rest H1s, which is these bigger headings, a travel guide, and this H1. Now they are all H1, but these seem to appear bigger. Why? Because we use the style attributes to increase the size of our H1, which is our heading, which is the most important heading. So if you find this, you can take your time to go through this. And if you find if you have any question and you're finding anything difficult to understand, you can simply drop your question in the comment section, and I will surely get back to you on that, and we'll solve the problem together. So if you find this video helpful, please you can click the subscription, the bell icon on the YouTube to subscribe to our channel. And you can as well follow us on all our social media platforms. And to get more of these videos, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in the next class. Thank you.